Today, I want to talk to you about food and storytelling, and how those intersect into crafting your restaurant's brand story. My name is Lydia Martinez. I am the founder of Restaurant Owners Marketing Academy and L Marketing and Events. And food and story and history and brand all intersect in a really, really beautiful way. And so, I really want you to think about what is the origin story of your restaurant? What makes your food unique? What values does your restaurant represent? And how do you actually unveil your food story and brand story and layer those together in a way that makes people actually want to come to your restaurant? Because that is the goal. Telling a good story or having a good story, good background to who you are, what you do, and your food is really, really important. And so think about the different ways that you can tell your story from your menu design, for example. How can you use language that is descriptive to reflect the story behind the dishes? How can you paint a picture through your menu design around those different conventions and things along those lines? Through your restaurant design and ambiance, how are you emphasizing the different things with your story? One of my clients, we helped design her logo. We managed her social media for a little while. She's an amazing person on so many levels. Her name is Elif, and she owns a Turkish coffee shop in Salt Lake City. It's called Kahve Cafe. Kahve means coffee in Turkish. And really, the Ottoman Empire, they were the first ones to roast coffee beans and brew them into coffee. And so there's this really beautiful, amazing history around coffee within her story, but she wanted to showcase her coffee shop like it was part of the Ottoman Empire. There's rugs, there's poofs on the ground, there's artwork literally everywhere. She has some of her antique Turkish decor out around the coffee shop. But the coolest thing is it takes place in the coffee shop is in an old Victorian house. So you literally feel like you're walking into a Turkish grandma's house to have coffee or tea or a pastry. And so she tells her whole story just through her decor, and it's really beautiful, and a lovely way to do it. And then you go and you have your Turkish sand coffee where they're literally brewing it in the sand, in virtual coals, just like they used to originally make Turkish coffee. The whole story is there, and it's really, really amazing just through the decor. Something else you can do is think of your staff as storytellers. Train your staff to share the story behind a dish, to mention things that are unique, to talk a little bit about the history. And they can do it really fast. Oh, that was that particular dish, one of my favorites. The owner's mother actually brought that recipe with her over from Ukraine, and tell those stories. And that can be a really quick thing so that they're just tacking it on there, but then it becomes part of the overall narrative. Then your customers start talking about those stories and sharing those stories. So that's within your four walls, kind of unveiling the brand story through your menu design, your restaurant design, the ambiance, your staff, telling the story and amplifying the story. Now let's move over into content marketing. So looking at social media, sharing those visuals alongside engaging stories about your dishes. Think about blog posts, creating informative, entertaining content that really delves into the inspiration behind your menu. That's a great place to do that. Use Facebook, use Instagram, use TikTok, use Google My Business. These are amazing opportunities. Collaborate. Who are your local vendors? Who are your local food producers? Who are Who's your team? What are they doing and what's interesting and what are they passionate about? Share those stories back and forth so that all of you grow from a web of delicious storytelling. One of my very first restaurant clients, it was a restaurant called Cafe Niche. The owner had just purchased it, and he was getting ready to switch from like cafe, where it was breakfast and lunch only, to serving kind of more of a fine dining dinner. And the dinner was like one fresh made pasta, one chicken dish, one pork dish, one steak. Like it was all really, really good, high quality food done very, very well. But it was very, very niche. And so we actually rebranded. We changed the name of the restaurant back to Niche from Cafe Niche. And we did more of a storytelling around the quality of the food. We showcased his local producers. We really worked hard on creating engagement around that. It worked so well, he was able to sell the restaurant. And now they've reverted back to something else. But it was something that was exciting for me. And the first time I like really cut my teeth on restaurant marketing outside of food and beverage marketing, which was my background. So there's a few different ways where you can tell your story and intersect the story of your food with the intersection of, great content, great storytelling that ultimately makes people's mouths water and makes them want to come into your restaurant. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you need support with telling the story of your restaurant, reach out to us. We would love to help you.